It's so often people hear the word conflict and they say, I don't want that.
Right.
And, we think of conflict as negative, but all the creativity, the innovation, there's so much good on the other side of conflict.
Yep.
And so being able to not run away from the conflict, which in our research, most people do.
Right.
To be able to have the conversation that you need to have. So starting with and I know this is in your work just by sharing with me, the title of your book, what's the conversation you need to have with yourself?
Yeah.
Right. And why does why does what you have to say matter? What's at stake if you don't engage in this conversation? So we really start there and then help people think of 4 dimensions of really productive conflict, which is connection. Are we connected as human beings?
Right.
And then that's in 2 levels. Are we connected as human beings before we even are having a conversation? Because if you don't have a connection, people will not have the trust there to do this well. And then connection in the conversation. I really care about you, Carolyn, and I am confident we can find a solution we can all work with here.
That's a hard place for people to get to right now, though, don't you find?
It is. It is.
Like, it's more, I don't have time to worry about your stuff. What's the fastest way out of here?
Yeah. And that seems like it's a shortcut. And it also, it doesn't take that long. We do an exercise in one of our live online programs where we've got, people connected from all over the world in a cohort going through stuff together. And we have a module we call Putting People Before Projects. To start the conversation of people before projects, we don't even tell them what we're going to talk about that time, right? We just say, okay, just tell me something significant, that you're really proud of in the last 6 months, right? Or something that you have learned. 5 minutes, right?
Yep.
And then everybody, so we put in breakout, everybody comes back and you could just feel the energy is completely different.
Yes.
And the whole point is that took 5 minutes.
Right.
So you can start your meetings in little ways that create the connection. And then everything goes faster for the rest of your meeting because you have built that.
It's kind of like putting a plug into the wall and getting energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't have to take a long time.
It doesn't. So connection is one. And then clarity, do we have a shared understanding of success? And that is one of the things that happens in conflict is we're arguing, right? We have this tension, but we're actually not even necessarily arguing for the same thing. So, what does a successful outcome look like? But my favorite powerful phrase for this is, what would a successful outcome do for you? So now you're getting one level deeper into the motivations. Maybe somebody really cares about something because some political thing that's happening within their organization. Somebody else just wants to look good at this one meeting, right? Like, what is it that really matters here? Somebody really cares about this customer or has this personal dynamic going on. And the reason they can't work late is because of this one thing, but it's only this Tuesday, right? Like if you can get that out, like really that, again, these are things that speed up. So it's connection, clarity, then curiosity. And this is, are we genuinely interested in one another's opinions and in alternative perspectives, right? So like alternative ways of thinking about this.
Nice.
And so that it's hard to be furious and curious at the same time. So
it is.
Yeah. So if you can just really be curious, what does this look like from your perspective? How do you see this happening? These kinds of powerful phrases. And then finally, commitment. And this is where we see many conflicts go sideways, where we have the conversation, we agree we're going to do something, but we don't schedule a time to see how it's going.
Right. It's just like, we're good, next.
We're
and
good,
like on to the next
But then
thing.
it's not good. And now I got to muster the courage all over again to have that conversation. But if I've already put it on our calendar, I know we're going to talk about it again in 2 weeks. And we're going to talk about it in 2 weeks. A, we're both focused on doing what we said we were going to do.
Right.
But B, neither one of us has to get the courage to start a conversation again because it's already on the calendar.
Right. Right. So I'm noticing alliteration there, 4 C's. Is there anything else about those 4 C's? Like, what if we can't get one of those elements? Like, what if the curiosity is just somebody's not in a place of curiosity?
Yeah, I think, the thing is that that's when you said, why should somebody buy this book?
Yeah.
We have 12 greatest of all time powerful phrases, 3 for each of these, right? But then there's all these scenarios. So what if my hybrid team is in conflict? What if my boss is a screamer and dropper of F-bombs? What if a coworker stole my idea? What if I'm feeling invisible at work? And so then you can look at the scenario and say, what is going to be most impactful here?
Oh, nice.
So you don't have to make up your own C stuff. You go, okay, what's my problem? Go to the table of contents, you go to the thing, and then you say, all right, here's some approaches. Now, we can't possibly script every single thing that you're going to say in that conflict, but it gives you a starting point with some neutral phrases that will begin the conversation and give you the confidence to have the conversation better.
You just threw another C in there. So it sounds like it's so practical. Just like look up where are you finding the most angst with dealing with conflict, and boom, you've got a little bit of a guideline or a path to follow.
Yeah, that's really the intention.